Erik was a West Point graduate, class of '94. He graduated in the top quarter of his class. He was a very effective, very popular platoon leader. He's a very successful, driven guy, and he had a fantastic sense of humor. A lot of laughing happened when Erik was around. He and his girlfriend went into Costco there in Las Vegas, and Erik was legally carrying a firearm, and he did that because his job often required quickly going into any area of Las Vegas, day or night. Some good areas and not so good areas. Been in there roughly an hour when somebody spotted the gun, when Erik squatted to see if 3 water bottles would fit into a soft-sided cooler. So Erik said that he was a legally licensed weapon carrier.
We just told him that our policy is we cannot allow firearms in the building.
So this undercover security guy, Shay Lyerly, called the cops.
The caller that called up Metro for the police department dramatized the whole thing, make it look like this guy was crazy.
The cops that arrived at one time thought they had a crazy guy barricaded inside, waving 3 guns around. Las Vegas Metro rolled in force, 15 cruisers, helicopter, command staff.
The decision is made to evacuate the business.
Who makes that decision?
That decision is made by both the business and by the watch commander at that particular time.
So Erik and his girlfriend calmly walked out with the crowd.
Was Erik posing any threat to you or anyone in Costco walking out of the store?
No, sir.
And then Shay Lyerly, who was on a cell phone talking to dispatch, pointed to Erik and said, "That's him."
I told the suspect, "Show your hands, get down on the ground, get down on the ground."
Before he could do anything, Mosher fired. He mistook a BlackBerry phone for a gun. As he fell, 2 other cops put 5 more rounds in Erik's back after he was on the ground and dying. Mosher did exactly the wrong thing. Police policies and procedures would never okay challenging a, quote, suspect, Erik was not suspected of anything, in the midst of a crowd of maybe 100 people that were milling around there, and then start firing in the middle of that crowd. Many witnesses say after the shooting, only one thing on the ground, the BlackBerry. Erik never touched his gun, but when Erik's body went into the ambulance, the only gun that he carried was still in its holster. Witnesses saw it, we know that. But in order for the narrative to work, which is Erik pulled the gun and we had to shoot him, I believe that they took that gun out of the ambulance and put it back on the ground before the homicide detectives got there. So when they got there, take pictures and everything, the gun was on the ground right next to the BlackBerry. But one problem. The AMR ambulance people in their report said found gun on body.